Hello, friends. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. This is another edition. Oh, I need to do my introduction. Hi, my name is Leah Love. I am the host of the Imagine with Leah Love podcast. And this is a segment that we like to do here on the pod where we are processing the week. This is a platform, if you're new here, where we overthink as we contemplate our life choices, darling. It's all about how we can equip each other in the best way possible as we navigate this life of uncertainty with as much certainty within ourselves and the assuredness of our own understanding. Shall. This week, we continue exploring this beautiful complexity that is life and the human connections and the interactions and the experiences. Today, I just want to dive into processing the week, what it is, what it was, what it could be, what it should be, what it isn't. And you know what? I've just had such an incredible experience this week in various ways, most of which I can't talk about because it's my podcast and I choose what to speak about. But I think one of the most monumental things that I experienced is I went to Comic-Con for the first time in my life. And for those who may not know, I suffer from I've been diagnosed with social anxiety, and I naturally avoid those types of locations. Any location where there's a lot of people and a lot of individuals, I just flee from. And in this case, I was able to hold my calm and kind of manage my anxiety, I've noticed, because usually it turns into a worry. The worry gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's kind of like a snowball running downhill. And then it morphs into this huge thing that I cannot manage, and then it's a huge panic attack. However, I am learning that when I am traveling in a place that I know there's going to be a lot of people, I find myself being better at managing those emotions of anxiousness when I am with somebody that is trustworthy, that has a history of showing up and has a history of consistently doing the thing that they said that they were going to do. So that creates a safetyness for me. In this case, that was with my incredible mentor, Chris Jordan. Shout out to Chris. He told me that he was going to be there. We actually planned this whole Comic-Con coverage sequence together, and he showed up as expected, and he assisted in anchoring myself because, one, he helped keep me accountable to what I said I was going to do. I am a woman of my word, so if I say I'm going to do something, I really try my best to stick to it and do the thing that I said I was going to do. And it really does help when you show up for people. And that's something that I'm processing this week. And honestly, throughout my 20s, I'm processing what it really is a big deal for me for people to show up. If you say you're going to do the thing that you're going to do, please do it. Avoid being the flake. Avoid being the person that says you're going to do something and then you don't do it. And then you try to make the person feel bad who's trying to hold you accountable to the thing that you originally said you were going to do, and now you can't do it, and now you don't like being held accountable for the thing that you failed to do, even though originally you were very enthusiastic about doing the thing that you said you were going to do. Nobody held a gun at your head. Nobody held a weapon at your head. You decided to do it, and now it can't be done. I'm not speaking about emergency situations. I'm not speaking about that. I'm talking you were just lazy, you were just complacent, or you were just straight up neglectful. It's very, very hurtful to an individual. But in this case, I'm very, very lucky Chris did show up, and we visited and we covered Comic-Con. Yo, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I have never in my life. The reflection of Comic-Con Africa, which has been I'm so tired. I am so excited. I'm so excited as well because being surrounded by so many creatives, just doing the damn motherfucking thing and just showing their creativity, living through their creativity, being so determined as young artists and creatives in just showcasing their cosplay, showcasing their drawings, their merchandise. It was just so beautiful to not only witness, but also like seeing characters that I wish I saw growing up. I didn't see people like Wakanda growing up as a kid. I only saw Wakanda. Wakanda came out when I was 18 years old. But for the most part, growing up as a kid, I didn't see a lot of like comic books and cartoons of that sort that looked like me. So being in that type of space, as anxious as I was, it was just so cool seeing like superheroes. For example, I saw a series called Umbogoto, and I would love, my dream is to interview that entire crew because they have such a cool series, and I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it because I would rather have the creators themselves tell the story on the podcast, because the way they just come alive when they're telling the story is simply so incredible. That stole honestly was one of my favorites, as well as Fantasy for Change, which is another incredible stole. But it was just so inspiring, being around such incredible individuals who not only, they weren't just like there to showcase or like sell a lot of things, which was part of Comic-Con. I didn't realize there was so much selling, but also just seeing how people really connect with these characters. For a lot of people, I'm understanding that they see cosplay, for example, as a way that they relate with a character, like a character that may be understood, a character that may have been misled, a character that allows them to say things that they may be afraid to say in their natural form, a character that they have similarities or alignments in their childhood. You know what I'm saying? Or especially in the context of being a villain, being dressed as a villain, so often they are misunderstood as being the baddie, but then maybe a kids walk up to them and they realize, and then the kids realize like, oh, you're not so bad after all. And then that warms their heart because it's just like, see, everything's okay after all. But like things like that, it was just really cool. And also it's just, it's just insane. The energy in the room is so infectious. Let me tell you, you will walk at Comic-Con. Do you understand? You will walk and you will walk and you will walk. Don't you ever, never, never in your life ever go to Comic-Con in heels. Don't even go in All-Stars, in my humble opinion. Get you a really good like a training gear. Yeah, Eva. Training, like a good one, a comfortable one that will hold your foot, because you will walk, babes. You won't walk meters, you'll walk kilometers if you are committed. And I was committed and I was determined, and I met some really cool people. And I'm so grateful, like so grateful. I was inspired by so many individuals just showcasing their talents, showcasing their stalls, telling me which a stall was, what they were showcasing, what was the most attractive thing about their stall, what inspires them about the various franchises that they support. And it was interesting to see like the solitude and the peace that people have found in their art, right? Reflecting on the importance of finding peace in those moments of quietness during the uncertainty. It is not easy being an entrepreneur and like betting on something that you are not completely sure might work, but you do it anyway. That is not an easy thing. But like seeing so many people showcasing their stalls and just learning the process of fine-tuning their art, whether they're creating a comic book, whether they're creating their merchandise, putting it on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a CD, on a freaking beanie, on creating their costume. You know what I'm saying? Especially the cosplay costumes. Child, it is not a one attempt. It is not one and done and we're good to go. No. Sometimes it takes 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 attempts, depending on how complicated the cosplay costume is. And it's just learning all of those details. It really had me like take a pause. And this experience was very humbling because I am doing shit. Like, no, okay, that's unfair to say. I am doing something, but it really motivated me. Like, you really need to push. Like, you really need to push. Like, you know, you're doing your thing. And I'm so grateful for my mentors, so grateful for my coach. Equally, I think it's important to have gratitude, but still be able to say, you know what? We still have a long way to go, and that's okay. And we keep going and we keep pushing. And it's just been insane to just be around so much talent and so much production, and to see how a human, and I'm not saying these individuals did all of what they did by themselves. I do believe there's a tribe of loving women, moms, aunties, grandmas, dads as well, and, you know, people who have supported them, and caregivers in whichever form that comes in, who have supported them. But I'm just saying, like, leaving Comic-Con really gave me that extra umph, in that you're doing good, but there's always room for improvement. So, you know, to all the artists out there, especially my independent artists, when you're just truly taking a bet on your own creative, that shit is not easy. I praise you. May God be with you. May God be with us all. Trust your art. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody take away what they don't. Don't ever let anybody try to tell you something that they don't understand. And a lot of the times, these mofos just be reflecting on something, just be projecting on you, because you are simply a reminder of all the work that they wish and all the risks that they wish they took, but they didn't because they were afraid. Don't let them gaslight you, because a lot of these motherfuckers will light you up from 93 to infinity. Do not let them. Keep going, keep pushing, and please believe me, as I am saying this to you, I am repeating it to myself. Shout out to all the incredible people who were so kind enough to let me interview them. If you want to see all of the interviews that I did at Comic-Con Africa 2024, you can catch them on my TikTok. That's at Imagine with Leo Love, at Imagine with Leo Love, as well as my Instagram and YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff. You can just find it there. And I think this has been just a beautiful experience, and I'm extremely grateful. And shout out to Chris Jordan. Woo! It's been another episode of Processing the Week on the Imagine with Leah podcast, baby. I appreciate you. I adore you. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.